Some good, some bad.
Oh, oh
Oh, I hate when we do this shit. Oh, we skipping an episode. Jesus Christ. I hate streaming sometimes, honestly.
yeah.
They claim they have a complete series of certain episodes of certain shows, but some fucking shows they skip
What
episodes, and I fucking
them
hate.
shows they ain't got?
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to watch the Jeffersons, and I
It's
just realized they
crazy.
skipped a few episodes. But at the same time, those are the episodes I really didn't care for too much, so it's a win-win situation. Give me 1 second.
Mike, what up? Oh man, it be like that. BJ, where you at? I know you in here.
I'm back. You don't have this album, do you?
Nah, I ain't got this one.
Okay, cool. I never thought I would be talking about this one, but you know what?
What made you do it? I'm just curious.
Because for one, I'm a fan of MC Light, and two,
Not a fan of this album though. Oh, you
we'll get to that part. We'll get to that.
is this a trash review?
No, it's not a trick because
Oh, okay.
in some ways it grew on me a little bit, but in some ways it didn't. That's all
It
I'm going to say.
grew on you. Okay. Wow.
Now, if it was maybe like the latter albums after this, 7 and 7, or maybe the Underground, or whatever the one she came out with in the 2000s,
Yeah.
then I might be a little bit more meaner when it comes to those records.
Wow. And them shits is out of print.
You said what?
Those shits are out of print.
Yeah, all of the records are out of print, man. Shit.
Just about. Now,
And it's crazy too.
Amazon still got a few copies of Ain't No Other. They still have um Eyes on This.
Yeah. Is it? I was gonna say something too.
That's it.
Shit. What was I gonna? Oh, it's crazy because she's actually going through a divorce, and she actually kept her music catalog when I was looking up.
Oh wow. She going through a divorce now?
Yeah, I just read about it. Like when I was looking up this album and shit. I'm just like, oh wow,
Wow. Okay.
the irony.
Right.
Yeah, since I don't have this record, I'm not even gonna put my camera on and shit. Honestly, I don't even think it's gonna be that long of a review. To be real with you.
It's my shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
That
Got a
song is
joint right
good though.
here.
Is that the Keep On Keep with the one with Escape, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one with Escape, I don't mind that one, but the other single, I'm not too fan of that one. Yep, that is a Michael Jackson sample. Yep. And that's another thing too. I just realized a lot of motherfuckers use that Liberian Girl sample. Hmm.
Did they?
Not a bad song, but I never expected that song to be sampled so many times.
I didn't. I only heard it once. Well, sampling.
I know Pac sampled it.
Did he? Oh God.
I heard it in some other R&B song. I have to look it up, but yeah. I mean, like I said, not a bad song, but I wasn't expecting that song to be sampled a lot when it came to hip hop and R&B. Okay, I'm gonna start this in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Liberian Girl. Ronnie said if it wasn't for Roxy and Shantae, there wouldn't be no MC Lyte. I don't know about all that though. I don't know about all that, but like they do have their similarities because you know the battle rap background and stuff like that. But I want to go that far with that part.
Mm-mm-mm.
But nothing against Roxy and Shantae. She doesn't have a lot of subject matter within her work compared to Lyte, in my opinion. Liberian Girl.
BJ, get your ass in here, yo. Mm-mm-mm. Of course, he would shortcut with his.
Ronnie said better lyricist. Absol or Kendrick. Oh, gotta go with Kendrick. But to me, Absol is my second favorite from the TDE camp. Yeah, man. Some reviews I may have to do at Aisha's spot this week.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, cause like my car, I'm in between cars at the moment. I gotta work this weekend, so I'm not really trying to waste a lot of Uber money. So I gotta spend a night at Aisha and do some reviews at her spot since she lives close to my job. Cause I get a new car on Saturday.
Yeah.
Right. Because my stupid ass car wants to fuck up today.
Mm. What else is new?
What you mean?
What you just said?
Oh, about my car?
No, another thing.
About my mom?
What else is new?
You said about my mom or my car?
Yeah, what else is new?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna text you some more shit. Don't worry. I don't feel like watching this episode. Yeah, cause motherfuckers, I don't know.
Man.
It's not like a bad piss me off. It's just
You
like
asking me
she
what?
just
What?
make.
What dumb question are you asking me now, Q? Of course, he would ask us a dumb question. What drink is better, fruit punch or water? Reg, I'm gonna let
What?
you answer that because we're not answering dumb questions for the new year.
What?
I'm gonna let you answer
I'm
that
not.
question, or you could just play the clip for him.
Honestly, I'm not even answering that
Then the
question
dude's
either.
like 12 years old. He asked some retarded ass question. That's a 12-year-old question. Mommy, which drink is better, fruit punch or water?
Honestly, I can't go against water. That's what I'm gonna say. I just want to smoke a blunt and just watch TV because this is just getting on my nerves. Oh, by the way, I was gonna ask you something too. It was a hip hop question. What would you say was the better Styles P album, the first one or the second one?
The first,
Oh, okay, cool.
first one is great. What's the second one?
The Super Gangsta Extraordinary Gentleman.
Again, that was dope. I liked Time is Money. That one was like shelved or whatever.
I forgot about Thomas Money.
Yeah, a lot of projects. The Green Lantern album was fire.
Yes.
I like that one. Yeah, you got a lot. I want to know what's with the Das Effects hate though.
You said what?
Somebody has told me today that they don't think somebody has told me today they don't think Hold It Down is a classic. I'm
They
like
don't
I'm,
think
I'm
which album's
starting
a
to, I'm starting
classic?
to question these I'm starting to question these hip hop heads and
Wait,
what the shit they say.
they don't think what's the classic?
Hold It Down.
From Das Effects?
Yeah.
Man, they don't get out of here with that bullshit.
That's the second time I've heard that already. Bro, that's the second time already I've heard that. And these people call themselves hip hop heads. So I'm gonna start questioning these motherfuckers.
You know what it is about that album, in my opinion?
Mm.
They weren't doing the Iggy style on that album because believe it or not, after the Dead Serious joint, they try to lessen the Iggy-ish kind of style they were doing, what they were known for. And that's when people always want to talk shit because people talk mad shit about straight up suicide too.
That was good.
They said that album was hard.
Nah, they bugging. That now I know they like niggas don't know what they talk about. Like this, Hold It Down is definitely a Find My classic.
Honestly, the
I don't
straight up
know
suicide
what
album is my favorite one, believe it or
what
not.
the hell these people are talking about. Yeah,
But I like Dead Serious, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm not gonna hold you. It's the novelty of it that I like and I dislike about it. You know what I'm saying?
but
Like I like it because it was original and because it was still part of the whole EPMD canon and stuff like that. But at the
uh-huh.
same time, I hate the legacy. I hate the legacy that album left, in my personal opinion. What up, Ashley?
Ashley,
Like I
see
hate
now
the
we
legacy
when we
that
come here
album
we know
left.
what we talking about. I don't know about everybody else.
That's like
You know what
me
I'm
saying
saying?
Bone Thugs didn't have a good album since E1999 Eternal.
Which is false.
Yeah, because believe it or not,
But you
people
probably got people
think
out there that say that shit though.
yeah, because people is like, well, people they want to focus on creeping on the come up, E1999 Eternal, but then they'll pick
Hmm.
certain songs from Art of War. In my opinion, that's the thing.
Wow.
In my Art of War shits all over E1999 Eternal. I don't give a fuck what no one says.
I love both albums.
Yeah, both albums were good, but
Mhm.
E-Night, Art of War, they were just going ham on that record,
Yeah.
man.
Especially Crazy Boom.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Interesting. Yep. Shit.
This is my favorite. People say that, oh, Ludacris ain't got no classic records.
Who says that?
Hip hop, you'll be surprised what these
Really?
motherfuckers be saying before.
Compared to Fabulous? Wow.
Right.
Ludacris definitely
Like
got classic.
they would dick ride Fabulous.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I think the motherfucker's trash, but that's
He's
just my opinion.
so great with MC, but he has no classic album.
Like Ludacris has at least 3, maybe 4 classics on his belt. I'm just gonna be
Yeah.
real.
Yep.
Hell, Ludacris has more
Ti
classics than
definitely
Ti.
got classics. Ti definitely got classics.
He do.
He's not on. He's not on. We're not putting Ti in that discussion.
No, no, I'm not dissing Ti. I'm just saying.
No, I'm talking about what Sam said. He said or Ti. I'm like Ti definitely got classics.
Oh,
That's not debatable. If you know your hip hop, you would know that. There's nothing to debate. Y'all really gonna compare Fab to Ti? And I saw them both live the same night, and Ti gave a better set. Come on now. That's debatable. Nigga, listen to a Ti album first before you debate. Who says Ludacris have no classics? That's what I want to know.
it was a hip hop forum I was looking at on
Oh,
Facebook. It was talking about rappers who ain't got
because
no
they must
classics.
be. They definitely don't know what they're talking about. Wow. And they put Ludacris in that discussion?
Yeah,
Interesting. Hmm. Does Big Sean have a classic?
I don't think so, but motherfuckers will think otherwise.
Yeah.
Like they would dick
I
ride.
heard Big Sean had more classics than Common. I'm like, what?
Who said that?
When? Where? What album?
Who
What album
said
he has
that?
is fucking with like Water for Chocolate or B?
Common has Resurrection. Arguably, one day it will make sense. Like Water for Chocolate. B. And the reason why I say arguably because at the same time people want to claim that album, people don't want to claim that album. Big Sean, I'll wait.
I'm putting one day it all makes sense in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that album.
Cause I feel like personally
You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
classic album. That's a 5 mic classic. I like that better than Resurrection, but the common
Mm,
fans they don't praise the album as much. I feel like the hip hop community
mm,
praise it than the common fans. If that makes sense.
mhm. Does
Especially
French
when you
Montana
have
have a
small.
classic?
You said what?
Does French Montana have a classic?
Hell no. Hell no. I never fuck with that nigga. Hell no.
Oh man.
But yeah, but what people also need to remember about One Day It'll Make Sense, that was the first time you had a Soulquarian song.
Right.
Like, cause you had Erica and, if I'm not mistaken, Questlove was on that album.
Mm-hmm.
But that album's not a classic. Okay, all right, all right. Y'all stick to your little Big Sean's and shit.
Right. Exactly. And
Hell,
your little bees and shit.
hell, I'm just now getting into Mac Miller and shit too. So I feel like the
Mac
Good
Miller had
AM
classics.
album is a fucking classic.
Mac Miller definitely had classics.
Ronnie said Jeezy don't go. Whoa, whoa, Ronnie, now you're going too far. Jeezy's first album was a classic. Let's
Well, you
let's
know how I
stop
feel
right.
about Jeezy. You know how I feel
Let's
about
stop
Jeezy.
right there, Ronnie. Let's stop right there.
Does Birdman have a classic?
Hell no. Now you just leave motherfuckers at your ass.
Mm.
Hell, Marky Mark has more of a classic than Birdman.
Wow. That's how trash Birdman is.
Shit, don't play with Wild Style. Don't play with
You
that.
gotta bring up Marky Mark. Yo.
Like, don't play, nigga.
And you gotta bring up Marky Mark. That's how bad your album is.
Oh, the Soldier Boy have a classic.
Right? Or 2 Chainz.
Well, I've heard based on a true story. A lot of people love that record. I'm not gonna hold you. Honestly, Two Chainz has a better discography these days than motherfuckers we mention and shit. But I'm not the biggest
Okay.
2 Chainz fan.
I ain't a fan at all.
Shit. Hell, I'm gonna say a controversial motherfucker and stuff like that. My boy Schoolboy Q.
Yes.
I feel like he has a few classics under his belt. I'm gonna be real.
Yes.
A motherfucker want to talk mad shit about Schoolboy and shit, but nah, nigga. All right, we got the. I'm ready whenever you are.
It's a great album.
What's up, you
Let's
two?
go.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, whatever you want to call this bullshit? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me.
Yo.
All right, and today we are going to talk about MT Lyte with the fifth studio album, Bad as I Wanna Be. This album came out in August 27th, 1996 on East West of the Elektra Records. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say this is like one of the most popular albums. Has songs like Keep On Keeping On, Cold Rock a Party, and Every Day. You know what I'm saying? Guest appearances include Escape. I think that's pretty much the only guest appearance, okay? Shit.
There was the remix for Cold Rocker Party. You had Missy.
Oh yeah, Missy, yeah. But they didn't list Missy on the track list, okay.
Oh,
And I think Puffy was on this album too, if I'm not
oh
mistaken.
God. Unfortunately.
Producers include Jermaine Dupri, Rashad Smith, Carl Solo, R. Kelly, Golden Boy, aka K Cut. You guys should know K Cut. He's part of the main source. He was like the DJ. And Darrell Delight Alibi. Alambia. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I'm fucking it up. But yeah. So after the release of Ain't No Other, you know what I'm saying? She pretty much was like, branching out there, doing like a lot of guest appearances and whatnot too. Cause not gonna lie, I feel like there ain't no other album, especially with a song like Roughneck, that was like a breakthrough album for her. Cause for one,
Right.
she made history because she became like the first female rapper to get nominated for Best Rap Solo Performance for Roughneck and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And that album, that album pretty much, got her into like a lot of more guest appearances too. Like she appeared on Janet Jackson's song You Want This from the Janet Period album, which I feel like is a very dope album.
Yeah, that's right. She was in the video for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Of course, she participated in the I Want to Be Down remix with Brandy. In my opinion, I like that way better than the original version. But the original version is dope too.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, she also appeared on the Freedom female rap remix for
That's
the
right.
Panther soundtrack, which
Fire
I might have to do a discussion on the Panther
soundtrack.
Freedom, the original the points, and also the female rap ver. I want to talk about those
Yes.
posse cuts one day
Yeah.
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. She was just doing like a lot of guest appearances and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? And she actually signed to East West Records. She signed to East West Records around like '96, because around that time too, she was doing songs with like Escape, and she was just trying to branch out more into like the mainstream. She wanted to add like a more pop R&B kind of feel to her music and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And with certain songs like Cold Rock a Party, Keep On Keeping On, especially with Keep On Keeping On being part of Sunset Park, like she was
Classic.
basically entering the late '90s and stuff like that too.
Did,
Like,
did we do a review for that soundtrack or no?
not yet, nah.
Not yet. Okay.
And also I kind of compare this album a little bit to LL Cool J's Mr. Smith,
Mm. Hot take.
but yeah, but hear me out, because I feel like with Mr. Smith, he wanted to go, because I feel like LL and MC Lyte had a very similar careers. If you ask me, think
Mm.
about it.
Also.
Their their first two albums very popular like in the hip hop community. Then the third album, they wanted to go for that more experimental R&B kind of deal. Whereas I call it the Walking with the Panther syndrome and stuff like that. No pun intended.
Mm.
And then the fourth album, they wanted to get more hardcore. Well, not hardcore, but they wanted to reassure the fans, let the fans know who the fuck they are and stuff like that. LL
Mm.
Cool J had the Mama Said Knock You Out album.
Yes.
Light had the Ain't No Other album. But then here's when things get a little tricky though. Because when we get to the mid to late '90s, hip hop was really becoming very popular and more, dare I should say, like R&B laced at times and stuff like that. Because Biggie had came out, the whole Bad Boy
Mm.
had came out, and a lot of the East Coast cats was trying to venture out into that, hip hop soul kind of ordeal and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't believe me? Well, not like hip hop soul, but just a little bit more polished. Like Naughty by Nature's Poverty's Paradise is a perfect example
Classic.
and stuff like that. And because with 1993, which arguably that's like my favorite Naughty by Nature album,
Same. Same.
that might be, I kind of consider 1993 their darkest album.
Right.
However, when it came to Poverty's Paradise still had some dark-ish kind of songs. Like New York niggas are the craziest, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I love that record. But then you have songs like World
That's
Go
my.
Round.
That might be my favorite one on Party's Paradise. That might be my favorite one.
Oh,
And Hang
that's
Out and
dope.
Hustle. Hang Out
Shit,
and
my
Hustle. The joint they did with yeah.
oh, go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hang Out and Hustle. That joint. That was I forgot who else was on that. Was it Rotten Rascals that was on that joint? I think Rotten
Yeah,
Rascals was
Rotten
on it.
Mask. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. And what was I about to say? Yeah, but then when we get to the fucking, where was I about to say? Then late night, like World Go Round. He had that song
Mm,
Feel Me Flow and
yeah.
stuff like that too. Which again, Naughty by Nature wasn't like the most hardcore rap group, but at the same time, they were the perfect
Right.
rap group to balance the hardcore sensibilities with the commercial rap and stuff like that too. And I feel like out of all the groups in the '90s, they did it the best. Yes, even better than Wu Tang at times and
Yeah.
stuff like that too. Because Tretch knew how to make
Mm,
fucking catchy
I agree.
choruses. You said what?
He did. Yes, I agree. And I agree.
Yeah,
They known for their choruses and their anthems.
yeah. Hmm. I'm trying to get my words together. Another motherfucker. I would even say Poor Righteous Teachers, the
Right.
Black Business album, my
Uh-huh.
favorite album from them. That was a lot more aggressive, black business, that kind of shit. But then once we get to the New World Order,
Right.
my second favorite album from them, hot take right there. They kind of smoothed it out a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially with that song Word Life. I think it was called Word Life. It's like dun, 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 like that beat that dun, da 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 da. Yeah, you know where I'm getting at. So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah, for
when
sure.
this is when the late '90s was really becoming a bit more polished and stuff like that too. And I feel like with this album right here, it definitely signified that. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Right.
hell, even the album cover alone, because you know how many rappers was doing that signal like in the late '90s and shit like that. That kind of signal and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? Who you talking about?
Cause you know, they always want to do that little triangle kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Represent,
yeah,
right?
but a lot of people was doing that. Yeah, like
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
she wasn't part of Rockefeller. So why you got the diamond note? You know,
But yeah, unfortunately, we don't have this album. I only got
it's
her
out of
first
print.
four albums and stuff like
It's out.
that. But
It's out of
I've
print.
seen this album in stores plenty of times.
Really?
Pretty
For a
cheap.
good price?
Yeah, pretty cheap. Hold
Really?
on. Give me one second. My computer fucked. Yeah, okay. Yeah, pretty good price. I've seen it a couple of times in stores and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm gonna be real. I kind of consider this album, in a weird way, the beginning of the end for MC Light.
Uh,
Not like saying it's like a bad record, but I'm just saying compared to like her output between 88 and 93. And yes, I'm including Act Like You Know because I do have a complicated liking for that record and stuff like that too. You know, I like it now, but when I first heard it,
you didn't
I
like
was
it?
just like, yeah, there was some songs I could have done without. Even to this day, some songs I could have done without. But then I
Right.
respect it more. You know what I'm saying? Because I said before how they had Mark the 45 King, which was Queen Latifah's producer, doing a lot of the beats,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell some of those beats was for Latifah. It definitely had like a Latifah feel to it, and like especially the
Yeah.
I'm in Love joint. I'm in Love. I think he also did Eyes on the Sparrow. I think I
Eyes
could
of the
be wrong
Soul.
on that.
Yeah,
Eyes of the Soul, yeah,
that was great.
yeah. But then with this album, let's just talk about this one because, like I said, this album is not a long album and stuff like that.
Mm,
It only has like 10 songs, so
right.
we can knock this out, knock them out the box, knock them out the
Yeah.
box. Let me stop.
Fire.
Track number one, Keep On Keeping On. This was actually the lead single off the album. Jermaine Dupri did this beat and stuff like that. He sampled the classic Michael Jackson Liberian Girl sample and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, this song I like, believe it or not. I do like this record.
Okay.
Um, the beat definitely was something Jermaine Dupri would have done. I know I mentioned Jermaine Dupri a lot on this channel in the past couple of weeks, so forgive me if it's a bit of an overkill, but hey,
The man is a
he's a
legend.
legend.
The man is.
It was featured on this to them return the favor and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And a little trivia: this is actually her best charting single in the U.S. and her second single to get gold certification and stuff like
Mm.
that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this was a very popular song.
In '96, this was a joint. Like this joint was fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, to have a mainstream radio joint like this with Escape on it, who was in a bag at that time, and Jermaine came up with a fire beat. You know, sampling Liberian. Liberian Girls has always been one of my favorites from Bad, and I like the way that Jermaine used the sample for this record. And this was one of the best songs in '96. This was definitely one
I
of the
agree.
best hits in '96, and it was a huge hit for Lyte. You know, coming off of the successful Cold Rocker Party, the remix, and that was another hit for her. and she was on a roll at this point, and I loved it, and it's from the Sunset Park soundtrack, and that soundtrack was great in its own right, and she put it on this album, and this was a bang. I'll definitely think this is a classic record.
Yeah, it's definitely a classic record indeed. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm not. I can't really say that a lot about every song on this record, but hey,
Right.
uh,
And she was talking all sensual on it, even though like in
yeah,
the video she has suit on, but she's talking sensual. I'm like, why not put on a nice sexy dress, like it's like she has a gorgeous figure. You know what I'm saying? Like now she's wearing dresses. If you see her like doing stuff for the BT Awards and all that, like she dresses up now, but she didn't do that back in the '90s. But this was like a real raunchy track though, and I'm like, yo, I would have loved to see her like how she dressed now. I would have loved to see her dressed up like that back then.
yeah. Light can definitely dress. You know what I'm saying? Light
Yeah,
can definitely dress. Um, Track number two. Have you ever? This was again another one produced by Jermaine Dupri and Carl Solo. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're still dealing with sexy light. You know what I'm saying? Well, excuse me, not sexy light. Well, sexy, but at the same time rough light. Let's just say that. Pretty dope
right,
track right
right.
here. I did like the shout out she gave to the Brat. I felt like that was a dope shout out, and it's
Mhm.
ironic because the Brat is like Jermaine Dupri's protege. But
Right.
at the same time, I do feel like the beat compared to Keep On Keeping On wasn't the best Jermaine Dupri beat and stuff like that. Which is no, it was still a good beat, but it wasn't touching Keep On Keeping On. That's all I gotta say.
Right. I loved it. I thought it was a banger. A dope ass beat by JD, and you have Light saying, "I might explode on the scene like a nuclear bomb," while the children scream. I'm yelling, "Ring the alarm!" And I love the chorus. Well, have you ever in your long living life seen a woman rock the mic like the woman called the Light? Love the chorus, and this could have been a potential single as well. I thought it was a solid album cut.
Definitely. Give me 1 second. Okay. Alrighty. Next track we got is Every Day. This was a single and whatnot too, you know what I'm saying? Um, Second single. Pretty much, this was another pretty good song right here. You know what I'm saying? Not the best song, but still a pretty like nice little R&B is kind of track. Candy from Escape does the hook on this one and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? We're back to Sexy Light and stuff. You know what I'm saying? This one was alright.
I loved it. I think again, it's like we still getting raunchy Light, and I feel like on this album, even though we've seen it in the past, like on Act Like You Know and Ain't No Other, like she got raunchier on certain songs, and she wasn't afraid to show it, and she's basically talking about like when she get off a tour, she wants to come home to her man, and she wants her man to give her a body massage and rub her feet, wash her truck, take care of her like a queen should, and I think the beat was fire, the bass line, Escape, they killed it, and this is dope.
Definitely. Next track, Cold Rocker Party. I'm gonna cause a lot of controversy with this one.
You don't like this?
I never liked this.
What?
I never liked the
Not even
Bad
the
Boy
remix with
remix.
Missy?
I never liked the Bad Boy remix. I never
Wow,
liked this.
you're crazy.
I'm crazy.
Wow.
Them overusing the damn Diana Ross sample is crazy.
How many people use that sample though? That
A
sample been
lot,
used.
especially
A
around this.
lot of people use it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the hip hop community, they love Diana Ross's 1979, 1978 Diana album. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite Diana album.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, but I'm just like, God damn, there was more songs on that record than
Yeah,
I'm
but
coming out
hey,
upside down.
that kept her. That still kept her relevant. That kept her fed. You know what I'm saying? Like more money, more problems. You know what I'm saying? That might be like what like it. There's a lot of songs that sample Diana. That might be the best one.
I I disagree. I feel like more money. Well, no. I feel like DMX's "Stop Being Greedy" was the best Diana
Mhm.
Ross sample.
Okay, I love Stop Being Greedy.
That was, let me tell you, that sample. He took that song, made it into a dark, grimy ass song
Hmm.
and shit like that, masterfully.
Right,
The problem I had with this one, and even to an extent, "More Money, More Problems," you can tell it was a Diana Ross sample. You like don don don. Don. You can tell, with this track they sampled Upside Down and
right,
stuff like that. They didn't really do a lot with the sample and shit. And it's even with "More Money, More Problems." I'm coming out. Like you can tell is I'm coming out. Again,
right.
I love both of those songs.
Hmm.
But when I like to sample, I don't like my shit sound like the original sample. I want my shit to sound.
But see, it's like like some songs when you if you hear them sample it, it would make you go back and listen to the original. Like when I first heard More Money More Problems, it made me go back and listen to the Diana record. And when I if I heard Sister Sledge when they did He's the Greatest Dancer, it made me go back and no, when I heard Will Smith do Get Jiggy with It, it made me go back and hear the Sister Sledge record. You know what I'm saying? So I think it all depends on how the producer hooks up the sample.
Yeah,
And like, oh, I like the sample. Let me go back and hear the original record.
because like believe it or not, with the Will Smith joint, that was like some of the first time Sister Sledge has been sampled in hip hop. In my
And he did a great job.
And he did a great job.
He basically took the whole damn instrumental and rapped over it.
Yeah, but there's
You
like a
know,
certain je ne sais quoi when it comes to
mm,
getting jiggy with it.
right, right. Track masters added a couple scratches and shit, but
Yeah, and that
it's
na na
basically the
na na na
same damn
na
record.
that na 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 that was hot.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what no one says. I can bump the
yeah.
getting jiggy with it
Oh yeah.
over cold rock party. I don't give a fuck what no one says.
I thought Korak Party was a good record. I don't. You know.
Hey, I mean, I respect your opinion, but still, I just have to be the odd man out in this one. I never liked this record. I'm just
I
light.
thought
I'd rather listen to LL. No. I'm not gonna go that far. No, I'm not gonna go
you gotta
that
listen
far.
to LL Cool J what Phenomenon.
I was about to say Phenomenon, but I was
Oh
like,
my
nah,
god,
nah.
no! The whole album or just the record?
The record, but I'm not gonna go that
Oh,
far.
Lord. Oh Lord, no, no. That was. I don't even feel like that song was made for LL. I feel like it was made for Puffy. You know,
I feel like Loki that song was made for Biggie. Listen,
Phenomenon. Nah, I
you know,
can't hear Biggie on that beat.
man, Biggie was rapping over that notorious bullshit.
Yeah, that's after he died though. Was that the original beat? That wasn't the original beat,
I could have sworn that was the original.
was it? The
I could
David
have.
Bowie sample.
I'll have to ask. Maybe BJ knows. I don't
So
know.
why did they make it? No. Why did they make it? Why did they keep it unreleased? Because that was I never liked that song. So if they kept
I
that
never
off of
like
Life After Death, they did the right thing.
I never liked Duran like that.
I love that Duran Duran. I said David Bowie, the Duran sample, right? I never cared for that song. Yeah, but Born Again is like a lot of them tracks were like done after he died. Like they just put his vocals with it.
Yeah,
Like for Dead Wrong with Eminem, that's not the original beat.
the original was way better, but I did like Eminem's verse on it.
I like the Eminem version, but I didn't care for Born Again.
But yeah, that's what I have to say about that track.
I thought this was a banger. Like and the remix of Missy, I think Missy being on it is what made it blow up because this is before Super Duper Fly dropped and Missy was everywhere on features and she was songwriting for people and she couldn't be stopped. So I think it was a banger.
Yeah, definitely feel you on that. All right. Just we got to agree to disagree, I guess. All right. Track number 5, TRG. the rap game. Lyrically, it's a pretty dope record. The beat is good, but this again, I feel like it didn't really mesh well. The beat didn't really mesh well with me with the record and stuff
So
like that. I
you
mean, it
didn't
was
like the way that they hooked up the Barry White sample?
I did, but at the same time, I could have seen another artist on this one.
AZ.
Yes,
Was a
AZ's.
good producer. Yeah,
Ooh,
AZ.
we just say no, it wasn't the original beat. I can't believe Rush thinks it. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of that Born Again record, so you have to forgive me.
Yeah. Except for like a couple tracks, but I did it. That was a like BJ said, it was a cash grab. That's what Puffy do.
And there were some original joints on that record too. So let's
Yeah.
let's let's just
What was
stop right
original
there.
on there?
That rap phenomenon, if I'm not mistaken, was original.
That was the original joint, the one that Primo did.
Yeah,
So why they never released it?
you gotta ask Puffy that. But I'm mad that I don't think the original version of "Come On" with Sadat X was on that record too.
Wasn't that the Dilla produced that, right? The original one.
I thought it was Rashad Smith, but I think you're right.
Wasn't there like there was a joint with Biggie and Busta and Dilla produced it that it
Yeah,
never got released?
that was
Okay.
the ugliest.
Oh, the ugliest. Okay.
That was supposed to have been on the Coming album,
Right.
which to
Um.
me,
The only song to me that sounded like it could have been from Life After Death was "Would You Die for Me." The one with
mm,
Kim and Puff. That sounded like that was like during the sessions for that double album.
but yeah,
You know,
that's what I think about the rap thing.
I thought it was a good song. I love the Barry White sample that Jermaine used, and the beat was dope. And you had Lyte is like talking about artists in the rap game. She said, you got to change with the times like the weather. An MC that lasts is an MC that's clever. You can't move too slow. When it's your time to go, you see it's your time to go. And what we always talk about, artists that they can't adapt to the times and they get stuck in a certain era. And that's why you see like a lot of those 80s rappers, they don't come out with anything now because they didn't adapt to the 90s or the 2000s. And even now, it would be hard for them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a couple of artists did it, and to his credit, LL is like probably the one from the 80s that's still relevant now because he adapted with, and not because of just his music, but him, starting acting and all that, and he's like it's still relevant now that we still talk about LL. You know what I'm saying? Compared to a Curtis Blow or you know what I'm saying, or Sugar Hill Gang or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I know. He was talking about this new album coming. I'm just like, come on, L.
I hope it's good. I don't have a lot of hope for it because he hasn't dropped a solid album since the GOAT. That's 20 years ago. I
Right.
hope it's good. Q-Tip is behind it. But if Q-Tip is producing it, then I think it's in good hands. But that doesn't mean anything because it might come out and sound like amplified. And I know how much you hate that album.
Shit. Mm.
You know.
And on that note, I'm gonna let you continue. 'Cause I gotta check something downstairs right quick. I'll catch up.
All right, we had track 6. We got One on One, another raunchy track by Lyte. I do like the beat though. The beat was fire, and she just basically talking about a guy that has a woman, and she's trying to like get with the guy. He have a girl at home, and Lyte is like she don't give no fucks. She really trying to get with this dude or whatever. So yeah, once again Lyte was going after hers, and she didn't hide it, and she made it known she wanted to go one on one with this guy that she had a crush on or whatever. So I thought this was good. Track 7, you got Zodiac. I think this is a generic track because I've heard songs like this where the artists, will talk about, the zodiac sign and what's their favorite zodiac sign. We saw this on the on the Ludacris album with I think that was Red Light District, Virgo, and he had Nas and Dougie Fresh on that, and they talking about you know the zodiac sign for Virgo and Beyonce. I think Beyonce had a zodiac track on her first album. Snoop Dogg had a song Signs on Rhythm and Gangster with Charlie Wilson and Justin Timberlake, and that was the same type of concept. So this to me was like very generic. It was one of those generic tracks that it's been done before. I like the beat, but it was very generic.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah,
Where we at?
we on Zodiac.
You said what?
We on Zodiac.
Oh damn. Okay, that was fast. Okay. All right. One on one. Again, another cool track right here. Pretty slick kind of song. But I feel like the beat was kind of underwhelming in my opinion. I didn't care for the beat too much. Just being honest and stuff like that. Zodiac was okay. Zodiac is again another solid track right here. You know what I'm saying? She's just
You
giving
didn't think it was
all like
generic?
well, honestly, this whole album is generic, to be real with you. But I'm gonna get to that at the end. Like I said, I feel like on the good songs, lyrically, she stepped her game up on the good songs and stuff like that too. So I did like Zodiac. You know what I'm saying?
But it's been done before. Like Beyonce had a Zodiac track on her first album. You know what I'm saying? Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg had one on Rhythm and Gangster.
but see, here's the thing though. Those albums you mentioned came after this song right here.
Lyte didn't
So
start nothing new. She ain't start
I
nothing
mean,
new by doing that.
she didn't, but you don't really hear a lot of Zodiac signs in hip hop around this time though. That's the thing.
So you are you telling me that people in hip hop, the artists in hip hop, listen to this art album and say, "Oh God, Lyte started. Look at what she started. This
I'm not
groundbreaking."
saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying before like the whole Zodiacs became like the traditional thing in music, like before Eve Scorpion or like what you mentioned when Beyonce signs and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there was like a lot of those Zodiac kind of. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the chat. But I don't think there was like a lot of Zodiac songs like that around that era, especially the way how Lyte did it. You know what I'm saying?
It was okay. I just feel like we've heard. I've heard so many songs like that in both hip hop and R&B.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not even a thing no more. Like, oh, well, this artist dropped a song about a zodiac sign. So
It'd be like that. But again, it was alright. It was alright. All right. But that's all you had to say about that one.
yes, I just thought it was a generic song, and I like the beat. I like some of the tracks on here. I like the production more than the
Yeah,
actual song. But yeah,
got you. Next track, Drug Lord Superstar. Very dope track right here. You know what I'm saying? I think one of those underrated songs I've heard. It kind of reminds me of a more tamer, Poor Georgie, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Also, this song features the Brat, by the way. Um,
hmm
so it tells a story about how well, she plays like a fed up girlfriend whose boyfriend was all up in drugs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like a drug dealer, and the lifestyle started taking its toll on MC Lyte because she's suffering from all that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, pretty dope track. The Brat does like the ad libs and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This is actually my second favorite track off this album.
Light was the first to do a track like that about zodiac signs. Really, on a forgettable album? That's unbelievable. I'm pretty sure there's an artist from the '80s that did that before Light.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of hip hop albums before this and shit like that. I don't remember no Zodiac Sign songs prior. You know me, you know how I am and shit like that.
The other
So
ones that came after was a lot better. That Snoop Dogg one is better than this one.
that yeah, the one from Rhythm and Gangsta. I agreed. I love
Yeah,
that track.
the Signs joint. Yeah, that one. I like the Beyonce one. I think Missy did one too at one point. There was a
Yeah,
lot of people that did Zodiac tracks. I can't believe Light was the first one, and this album's not even one of her best ones.
yeah.
You know,
Alrighty.
Drug
Next
Lord
track.
Super Drug Lord Superstar.
Oh, my fault.
This reminded me of was this like a unintentional sequel to Poor Georgie?
I thought that too.
Why didn't she just name it Poor Georgie too? Because it seemed like the same shit she went through on Poor Georgie, she went through on this song.
I guess because Poor Georgie was is like a timeless hip hop track right there. I guess she didn't want to ruin this legacy. I guess.
I don't like the title Drug Lord Superstar. Really, you couldn't come up with nothing more creative than that. That would be like a working title for something like, oh, this is the working title, but it's not just finished yet, so I'm not going to name it that. But she just went ahead and named it that, and I'm like, if this was a sequel to Port Georgia, it wasn't a good sequel.
Mm,
No, I've heard more compelling songs than this.
true. Next track, Keep On Keeping On remix. The remix was, I feel like it didn't really need a remix.
It didn't need one.
Yeah,
It
and
was
the
it was okay, but you don't need a remix. This is like one of her biggest hits. Like you don't need a remix to that.
definitely, and the last song, Two Seer. I'm gonna cause a lot of controversy with this one, but this R. Kelly produced track is my favorite.
This is your favorite off the album?
It's my favorite song off the album.
Off the whole album, this is your favorite.
Off the
The R. Kelly
whole,
song, the last song on the album, this is your favorite.
off the whole
Wow.
motherfucking album.
You just don't like the album then.
Can I just say what I have to say, please?
Yeah.
So let me tell you something. First of all, R. Kelly and MC Lyte, weird collab on paper, right? But you gotta remember, this was Kel in '96. Kel was in his bag. You know, he had the self-titled album, my favorite R. Kelly album, in my
Double
opinion.
album was dropping soon.
Yes, yes. And this one again, still with the LL Cool J thing. This was kind of like her backseat of my Jeep, the LL Cool J backseat of my Jeep, if that makes sense.
Well, when I
You know
get
what I'm
LL on
saying?
it, then
Like, I'm not gonna repeat some of the lyrics and shit like that because it's gonna sound kind of weird coming from me. But yeah, this was a very dope track. The beat had more of a very atmospheric kind of feel to it. Like you never would expect MC Lyte. But at the same time, you know what? I feel like this might be like the most boldest track on the album and stuff too. Well, so yeah, this is my favorite track. I don't give a fuck.
wow. I like the beat. That's really about it. I don't think it's the best song on the album, but
Respect.
or Kelly threw her a bone. He's like, yeah, here, take this beat.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right. And I already said my thoughts on the Cold Rock Party remix. So
Missy
yeah,
killed it. Missy made that song a hit. Like without Missy, I don't think it would have been a hit for her. But because Missy was so hot back then and showing demand, I think Missy made that a hit.
respect. All right. Overall, when I first heard this album, I'm not even gonna hold you. I did not like this record. You know what I'm saying? I did not like this record at all. And I'm not gonna be real. The dislike for this album is still prominent to this day. But I think there's a couple reasons why I don't like this record. For one, the sequencing. I felt like with the sequencing, she jumped from traditional Lyte, then sexy Lyte, then traditional Lyte, sexy Lyte, remix, sexy Lyte, traditional Lyte. You know, you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like if she was going to do an album like that, I don't mind I don't mind that, but if she was going to do something like that, then I feel like the first half should be like the traditional Lyte. Then maybe like even the first half, throw in some sexy Lyte tracks. You know what I'm saying? Just to get motherfuckers prepared. Then by the end, that's when you throw in a little bit of sexy Lyte, experimental Lyte, like the Drug Lord Superstar track. You know what I'm saying? That way it can flow a bit better. But I feel like the sequencing played a huge part. Other issue, production. Now, granted, that mid '90s production, that Jeep R&B, hip hop soul, whatever you want to call it, I love it to this day. But some of the beats that they gave Lyte was kind of, it could have been a bit better. You know what I'm saying? Um, like
Yeah.
beats such as Have You Ever, what else would I say? One on One and stuff like that. I would even throw in Zodiac and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Personally, I felt like it could have been a bit better. And this is coming from when her production where she had people like Audio 2 on her fucking shit, you know what I'm saying? Cats like that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not a per se bad record. It's a bit mediocre in some parts. I'm gonna give this maybe, I'm gonna give it a 3 mics.
Yes, it's she got raunchy in a lot of the songs. I also feel like the record label didn't promote it enough. They promoted
Uh,
Keep On Keeping On. They didn't promote this album.
well, I mean, it was a very successful album. It was the first studio album to chart outside the U.S.
Really?
and it the album was her highest position on the Billboard
But
200.
is that based on the singles or the actual album? Because I feel like the single propelled it to that chart topping position, but it's not a one of her best albums. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine, I love Jermaine. Jermaine is a legend to me. I love Jermaine, but he cannot produce a whole rap album. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of the crisscross shit, I don't. As an artist, I wouldn't want Jermaine producing my whole album. You know what I'm saying? Like he
I
got
mean,
away with that Bow Wow shit because Bow Wow was little and he was cute to people, and that's why he sold.
Janet knew Jermaine knew
You've
the
never
hard way.
seen how many times Jay Z have used Jermaine. You've never seen Jay Z go to Jermaine for a whole album. He's never done that. Or Fabulous or anybody else that he's used. He's never produced a whole album for them. It's only a song or two or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Compared to like Kanye when Kanye was saying and in his bag, people was running to Kanye to produce a whole album for them. Consequence, Common, Big Sean, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine
Yeah,
can't produce a whole rap album. And I said the same thing about the Neptunes outside of the Clips. When it comes to rap, they can't produce a whole rap album. They thing was R&B, they thing was pop, and they did some alternative stuff for rap. I don't feel like those type of producers could do a whole rap album. So it shows here. Like he had some joints that was banging, but the whole album, no. This is not one of her best albums. Not top three, not top five. You know what I'm saying? Like I like some songs, but overall, I think there was a lot of album filler on this. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Even the R. Kelly track, and R. Kelly's a legend, but even that beat could have went to anybody, any other of. He could have given that beat to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't one of his best, well produced tracks. So this for me is 3 mics, barely a 3 mic album. You know what I'm saying? I think like the first half of it, like every day and have you ever and keep on keeping on saved it, but the latter half I don't. Those are skippable to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think this was a good album, but I also feel like the record label didn't you know uh promote it a lot. I mean I remember like watching Rap City and they would play the album teaser, but that's about it. She wasn't on no major tour for this album. She wasn't dropping a lot of singles from this album. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. Nas never went to Jermaine for a whole produced album. You know what I'm saying? His thing was R&B, like Jagged Edge, Mariah. You know, that was his thing. The Brat, even the Brat album suffered because of his production. You know what I'm saying? So I think that has a lot to do with it also. I never felt like he should have produced a whole rap album outside of the Chris Cross shit. Because Chris Cross again, he was good with the young artists, but Nas ain't running to him for a whole produced album.
Right.
What you think? I know how much you hate Jermaine, so you probably
No,
agree
no,
with
no,
me.
no, no. I actually grew to like Jermaine compared to years before. The Life in 1472 album kind of changed that for me. But
That was great. That was great. And even he had help. He had Kanye West, early Kanye on that. He had DJ Premier and DJ Quick.
yeah, but compared to like other
You know what I'm
dope
saying?
producers who produce whole albums like Primo, Dre, Jay
Right,
Dilla, hell, I would even throw in Marty Marl. He does not have like the ear
right.
for beats that they have. Like, no, no, no. Granted, the Brat's Functified, very dope album. I like it.
Classic.
But let's be real.
That's
Let's
our
be
best
real.
album.
Yeah. But let's call a spade a spade. That was his version of Doggy Style.
But you said that about the Bomb album though.
Well, I said the bomb was Dollar Store Death Row with Funkadelic. Excuse me, Functified and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That was him. That was him trying to make the Brat his female equivalent to Snoop. Let's be real about that. Let's be real. Because Functified sounds a little.
Right.
It's like her equivalent to Gin and Juice. Let's be real. Let's be real about
And
that.
she hasn't had a good album since then. She hasn't had a good album since then. And that was 94.
Yeah, because
He's
with
produced her
that
other
second
albums.
album,
It hasn't been the same. You listen to Another Tantrum, not the same album. That Limelight to Nightclub shit. All of her other albums it's failed because partly in it because of Jermaine's production.
and you know what else is the reason for that shit? Because Jermaine tried to soften up the Brat's image and shit.
What's
You know
that?
what I'm saying? Because let's be real
So
about that. Like, that second
yeah, but
album,
she kept getting she was going to jail though. So like, how you trying to soften up her image and she catching a 3-year bid?
wait, that was around the time Another Tantrum came out. I
No,
could have
but
sworn that
I
was years
mean,
later.
she's had issues with the law before in the past. The last time she did a 3-year bid for breaking a champagne bottle over a female head in the club.
Yeah, that was like
She
in the
did 3 years for that.
2000s.
Yeah, but she's had run-ins with the law like before then. So you're trying to soften up her image, and she's clearly living that street life, which was bad. They were trying to make her a sex symbol too. It's like that's not her.
Exactly. But
You know.
yeah, what was I about to say? But yeah, like nothing against Jermaine Dupri, but it's just that when it comes to him, it's like with those artists like Primo and Marty Marl, they work with motherfuckers even outside of their camp. Like LL wasn't a Juice Crew member.
Right.
Um, hell,
Right.
what's his name? What's his name? Primo. Group Home and shit like that. They were young cats
Right.
and stuff like that. You know. Um,
The
but at the
production
same
is what
time,
saved
they
them really.
facts. Um, hell, what's more? Damn. The Bomb Squad. Don't even get me started on the Bomb Squad
Mhm. They,
and shit
they
like
did
that.
BBD's first album, and BBD
Thank
is
you,
is New Edition. That's R&B.
thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
But what?
So it's like this. Jermaine has an ear for beats. I just felt like he wasn't the producer to produce a whole rap album. You don't. You know what I'm saying? He's not good at that. Just like the Neptunes wasn't good at that. Outside of the clips, I feel like they gave the clips their best shit. Outside of that, they wasn't doing like full rap albums like that. They were doing
Yeah,
full R&B albums and pop. But rap, full out rap albums are not their thing. Track masters is different because you had Red Hot Lover Tone that was an actual artist producing his own stuff, producing stuff for DITC. Like he is an artist, so he has an ear for beats.
Right. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that subject and shit.
Yeah, I think this is three mics, barely three mic. It could easily be 2.5, but I think Lyte to me was like my favorite, female rapper ever, female MC, and she has classics. It's just not this album.
Yeah. What time is it? 1:42. I'm staying for maybe like a couple of minutes and shit. Might go heat up some dinner in the oven in a minute. Well, not dinner, but snack, whatever. Pete Rock's another one and shit.
Yeah, P Rock is a DJ. He's a beat maker. He's an artist. He definitely has an ear for beats.
Heck, DJ Quick. Let's go right there.
Quick is great. The Quick definitely has, and I love the fact that Quick, implements like live bands and stuff in his music. You know, yeah, man. Booker T and the MGs or Sam and Dave? That's a question for Reg. You ask Reg that. I didn't listen to either, Sam. Well, I don't know if that's has something to do with it because there's a lot of producers that don't rap that were great producers. Beat miners don't rap. Evil D and Mr. Walt. They never rapped and they were great production team. I would think if you're a rapper and you're a beat maker, that would help too. Like if you can you hear yourself on this beat that you produce for somebody? Because if you can't, then why give them that beat? Eminem is a great lyricist. I don't like all of his production though, and he's an artist. So if he make a beat for somebody, if he give that beat to D12, and if he went around with it, then why would you give it to D12? Exactly. Premier never rapped, and he's a legendary producer. Top two for me. So I don't. It's not all about the beat maker being an artist. I just feel like if you're an artist, you would think that would help in some way. Kid Capri, right? Kid Capri, Kid Capri, yeah, dope producer. You know, he did stuff with the Trackmasters in the '90s, and stuff for his own albums and stuff. Swing Tech, yeah, Swing Tech was dope. You know, Diamond D is a perfect example. Like Diamond D is a artist and a producer. So when you hear him produce something for somebody, that's a beat that he could rhyme on himself, or Showbiz from Showbiz and AG, you know, Lord Finesse, like those producers, like the beats they give to people, they could rhyme on those beats themselves.
I'm back. Gotta make sure I was fed before the night. What y'all talking about?
I'm talking about producers. You like if you like I said, like if you're a producer, if you produce something for an artist and you're an artist as well, wouldn't you want to rhyme on that same beat? You think that would help, right? Like if Diamond D, the beats he give out to artists, he could rhyme on them himself. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about Diamond.
Yeah, the whole DITC, the Lord Finesse, Showbiz, you know, Buck Wild. They're not gonna give somebody a beat that they can't see themselves on. DJ Muggs, even though he don't rap, but Muggs has an ear for beats.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like beat makers that are artists also, like Large Pro is not gonna give somebody a beat that he can't himself rhyme on, or Q-Tip. Even though Q-Tip is different because he has done stuff for different genre of artists, but
Wait,
if Q-Tip do something for D Lyte, 9 times out of 10 you could probably hear his voice on that.
hell, Large
Eric Sherman
Professor.
too, huh?
Large Professor has an unreleased album with Bobby Brown. Let's talk about that.
Right, we might never get to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Eric Sherman too. Like even the stuff he's done for the R&B artists, like D'Angelo. Like he's jumped on the D'Angelo remix, the Junior Azaman. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I say it's like Jermaine, great producer, but it's like the stuff he gives to, he's not gonna do a full rap album. He's not successful at it like that, with the exception of Chris Cross. You know what I'm saying? And Bow Wow, but that's only because they were young. Nobody was running to him for to produce their whole album. RZA too.
Okay, I'm just down for 5 more minutes. Yeah, that Velma show is still getting heat from this day.
They doing the season 2. I don't know why.
Guess what show came back today too?
Who's that?
Night Court.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that. Did you watch it yet?
Hell no, I ain't watching that
You
shit.
didn't watch it? You don't think it
No,
might still have the same
hell
nostalgia?
no.
No,
I saw the reviews already. It was horrible.
it was horrible because they didn't bring back everybody, and some people are dead. So why do it again? This is what I'm saying. Like, why do reboot a show and half of either the people are dead or they're not coming back.
Honestly, Richard Mole said he didn't want to play Bull again, and
Right. So that's one,
Marsha Warfield said she wasn't even approached about the
right.
pilot,
And
about the
that's
reboot.
two. That's two major stars from that show. And then you got the other woman that died.
Yeah, Harry Anderson, Charles Robinson, and Marky Post died.
Right, and they all died. So why bring it back?
Like, why reboot Nightcore without Harry Stone? First of all,
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
Dan Fielding. I mean, you had John Larroquette. He's always John Larroquette, but still,
Right.
Harry
How do
Anderson.
you have a even with Velma? That's technically a reboot of a series. How do you have a Velma spinoff without no Scooby Doo?
How do you have Scooby be portrayed by a black woman now?
What?
Yeah, I think they had a black girl named Scooby or some shit. Or
Oh,
yeah,
she's playing Scooby, a
I
woman,
don't
a
I
playing
don't
Scooby.
know.
Shaggy, I know Shaggy is a black guy now. Shaggy is
So
black now.
so is Velma Indian black? What?
She's Indian, but it's what's her name? The girl that had that show, Mindy. I forgot her name. Mindy something. The Indian chick. She wrote the series, so
Oh
they
God,
made Velma and her family Indian descent.
Jesus Christ! They
You know,
just
you know what
never.
I'm saying? So what's next? They're gonna bring back Knight Rider without no kid. That's not Knight Rider then.
Oh, it says 18. Okay, I gotta record this shit.
I just they Hollywood is they don't know what to do anymore. They just like just reboot every damn thing. You know, there needs to be a rule in Hollywood where they can't do that no more. Mindy Kaling, that chick, she had her own show on a couple years ago, but yeah, she's Indian and they made Velma Indian now. But how do you have a show without no Scooby? You know what I'm saying? Is if we have a Batman and Robin show and there's no Batman, is it still Batman and Robin? It's basically Robin. You know, he had his own comic series. You know, Robin, the Adventures of Robin on his own without Batman in the way.
Look how
It's
far
not the
that
same, huh?
look how far that lasted.
Exactly. But I mean, people. This Boy Wonder got his fan base. You know, there's people that want to read just about the crime adventures of the Boy Wonder, without Batman being involved or whatever. But if you do a Batman and Robin show and you call it Batman and Robin and there's no Batman, then it's not a Batman and Robin show. It's just the Robin. You know what I'm saying? You redo Night Court after how many years, and then you only bring back John Larroquette? That's not Night Court. That's the John Larroquette show.
Mind you,
And
that
and
was
huh?
that was a show back in the day too. After
Right,
night.
that was his show. So why not just reboot his own show? Because either the some of the main stars are either dead or they haven't come back for the show. So it's not Night Court anymore.
And
You know what I'm
and let's
saying?
be real. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Richard Mall didn't like playing Bull. Let's talk about that.
Right.
Him and John Larroquette allegedly did not even get along.
But I mean, you're gonna get that. You know, you had that on Martin with Martin and Tisha Campbell, and they found a
Yeah,
way to
but
make it work. Huh?
yeah, but that's different. That's
That's different. Why
we
this nigga
we
was
we
sexual
we
harassment? How's
we,
that different?
we know the saga between those two and shit. We know the saga.
Exactly. That's exactly like Spider Man. See what they doing with making these Spider Verse villain movies like Morbius and Venom. Where the hell is Spider Man in it? They're not doing good because you don't have Spider Man in the damn film. They might reference him, but you don't actually have Tom Holland playing Peter Parker or in Spider Man in Venom or in Morbius. That's why they failed. You know what I'm saying? At some point, if you do a Joker film, see they got gassed off of Joker and the success of that. But Joker had his fan base beyond Batman. Even if you do a Joker film, at some point, if you're gonna do a part two, you gotta have Batman got to be in that at some point in his universe because he is a main villain for Batman.
Mm.
So they going about it the wrong way.
That's Hollywood. But
Shit,
yeah,
I could write some better scripts than that, man.
I'm gonna end this off right here. Um, so I know tomorrow is the highly anticipated Otis Blue review because I've seen everybody talking about this shit in the chat. Um, there's a 50-50 chance I might be a little bit late for that one, just
Okay.
because figuring out where I'm gonna be at tomorrow and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? But that's still gonna happen. Thursday is gonna be the Billy Ocean Suddenly review.
Yes.
Yeah, and then after that, what's the schedule? Hold on. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna review for right now. Okay.
We ain't got nothing else till Sunday.
Yeah, 'cause I got about after that I got about 3 or 4 more reviews left before I go on break from reviews. So appreciate this try as usual.
Yeah.
All right,
Sam
see
said
y'all.
BJ better be here. He's always here. We just don't see him.
I'll see y'all later. Peace.
All right. Peace.